I'm always interested when you watch the episodes, because obviously, you write them and you go through the thing of, going through the scripts and filming them, and you hope that things are going to be funny, and then I guess when you're going over them again and again and rehearsing them, some of the things for you not necessarily as funny as they were the first time. But when you hear the audience responding the way they did, I mean, that must be a real thrill. And are there anything either that you're particularly pleased that landed really well, or anything you're surprised didn't, or anything you were surprised that did land so well?
I was delighted that people bought the Mike can now see the ghost. Yeah. Hope that's replicated in living rooms across the country.
I mean, the scary baby was scary, actually, I have to say.
Freaky.
That was also me.
Yeah. I was a bit worried whether that was going to be a post-watershed moment then. I mean, so we're going to talk about, sort of the fact everything's coming to an end, but we'll save the tears till later. Just to sort of to begin with, obviously the first episode was very much around April Fool's Day, and is that something? I mean, are there any particular pranksters on the set? Is April Fool's something that you kind of subscribe to?
I never remember what day of the week it is. Normally I remember that it's April Fool's Day on like the 3rd, and then a lot of things that happen to me on the Monday make sense. The only person who's actually, I think, ever got me was about 3 or 4 years ago. Kyle put a thing on Facebook saying he was becoming a carpenter. And I was like, good on him, actually.
Who did? Was that me? No, was it Ben?
That was me.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Was it?
What?
Who did it? Who did it?
Kyle.
Oh, Kyle did. Again, it's great to meet you.
They've never met, yeah.
Kyle, how does it feel when Simon tries to take your work away from you like that? Take credit.
I was a carpenter for a bit.
Yeah.
That's all I've
Did
got.
I do that?
Did I do?
Busy, he's busy. I don't know what he's been up to, he's busy.
Any other pranks on set? I know there's a bit of corpsing that always goes on the set.
No.
Fair bit.
I don't know who starts that.
And has that been the case in the most recent series as well, that Jim is the person who is the least capable of...
I think, no, Jim has been unfairly maligned, mainly by me, so I know that for a fact. Because Matt's almost as bad. Everyone's got their moment, and Matt tends to be when there's not... If a camera is not pointing at Matt, for some reason this brings an impishness out of him. Normally, when you look at anything in the outtakes, if there's a number of people having a problem, it's a shot that Matt's not in. It's because he's standing next to the camera doing lines off and has decided to try and ruin it for...
What I try to do...
Right, okay.
When it's not my coverage, I really want to keep it fresh for the person who's in front of the camera. I want to give them something spontaneous to respond to, so I mix up the line readings a bit. Just for that purpose, just as a generous sort of gift to
You are
my
so
colleagues.
Yeah.
generous.
Thank you. No problem.
And the other thing that's happened since you were last here is that, as well as, I think it was a Christmas special last year, and since then there's been comic relief. Can you tell us about that? You had a really major extra special guest on that one.
Why are we talking as if...
Is it still a secret?
If it's a secret. Does anyone not know that we did a sketch with Kylie Minogue?
You tell everyone who it was.
I was doing that thing, when sort of the host knows the answer to the question, but kind of just lets you go for it. Tell us about working with Kylie Minogue.
Wow. Everyone asks, is she nice? And I have to say...
No.
She's terrible. No, the crew created a very. They put her in a room down in the house, a separate room, and sort of made it really nice. And then she kept coming into our green room because she's going, "Where are the guys? I want to come and sit with the guys." And she was lovely, and
she was after
told
our
us
snacks.
so many stories.
She's like, "Where's Julian? Where's the guy without trousers on? Where's he?"
And so what's happened here?
Like, stop following me around. I'm not like that in real life. Stop following me around.
What's happened here is that I was being genuine, and now Simon's got us into trouble.
And they made it all horrible.
She brought wine. She brought wine for us. Oh, yeah. She hasn't got a problem. It was a gift.
She did really love you, though, Simon. You had a real connection.
I've
Hold
got
on,
an
hang on, I
amazing
think-
photo of
Oh, yeah.
Simon with no trousers on, as Julian and Kylie walking side by side, having the biggest natter all the way up the stairs. And I've got this photo. His legs are just there, and she's tiny.
And then Simon at the end of it went, "So, when are we going to come and come to your next concert?" Just asked for tickets.
When are you going to give us tickets for your next
Of
concert?
course not.
She just went, yeah, any time.
I'm not sure she's going to
Not anymore.
Other accents are available.
Almost
They're
as
not.
if she were in the room with us, isn't it? And how did that come about? I mean, did they approach you? Did you write it with her? I mean, what
We tried
happened?
to do it sort of 3 years earlier, I think. It was arranged for the COVID year, so
Yeah.
2020. And
The
we
COVID
couldn't-
year.
it
She
couldn't-
got COVID, didn't she?
got
couldn't
COVID,
happen.
yeah. She got
Well, it couldn't happen because she was on tour and stuck there. And then the following year we tried to do it again, and she actually had COVID the following year, and so we did it. Yeah,
So we did it on my birthday.
But it
we
came
thought
about because of
fine.
a random mention of her in the show.
yeah,
Thomas
yeah.
quotes, "I should be so lucky."
That's right. And then she went on
Got
Steve
back
Wright,
to us
right?
that she'd watched
Yeah.
the show and she
Yeah.
liked it. So
Yeah.
we
We're
Took
like,
notes.
well, that would be amazing. Comic Relief sort of said, is there anyone you could think would be a cameo? And we went, Kylie would be amazing. And then we came up with an idea that worked for Kylie, and they went, obviously that's going to be might be difficult in terms of availability. So can you kind of give us a list of other people? And, think as big as you like, anyone you can. You want Mel Gibson, we can ask. And
Well, actually, I mean, he probably would have rushed it. He would have dashed it probably.
he just called up uninvited, and we had to say no, we're busy. But and we couldn't make it. The script wouldn't work with anyone else doing it. So it's like it's kind of Kylie or bust. And thankfully, she sort of went, yeah, I'd love to. And yeah, it was just amazing all day. And it was a beast of a day to get, because we had one day with her, and obviously it's quite a long. It's not sort of a 3-minute sketch. It's quite a long little film. But yeah, it's brilliant. It was such a great
She was super
experience.
game. Really fun.
Yeah.
Really fun.
And we all got to stand around the piano and sing "I Should Be So Lucky."
And one thing that we do need to talk about today is, first of all, I know a lot of the audience have been wearing hats, which they've taken off very politely because there are people behind. And we were wondering whether that could be because there was a very special birthday today. So I think we don't normally do this at the BFI, but I think that we should sing happy birthday to Martha.
Oh, she's going to love that.
Really slowly.
She is such
really
an attention seeker. Happy birthday.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Martha. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, everyone.
You're next.
My birthday on Thursday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lolly. Happy birthday to you.
We weren't shooting when my birthday was, but it was in June. So.
In June. So now we've had the up bit, and congratulations. I know you can't do anything to affect the birthday, but nevertheless, it's a lovely thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bringing us down, it's the last series.
What? You're kidding.
Actually,
and I
that's
know-
how I found out.
And I know it was the 6 of you. I know it was your decision to do that, and that kind of ending things in a high. But that must have been a very, very tough decision to make, wasn't it?
Yeah. Even more so tonight when we hear the reaction. Like, yeah, you're all amazing and you all love the show so much. Hey?
Yeah, me
She's
too.
gutted.
Gutted. But yeah, we're gutted. It wasn't an easy decision at all. It still isn't easy.
And is it right that, because, as I understand it, the last day of filming was also unusually the last scene of the whole show?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, arseholes.
There were tears. There were lots of tears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who do you think, if you had to guess, or who took it the worst? Who was crying most?
Me.
No guessing involved.
I couldn't stop crying. Like for about 3 days in the build-up, I just couldn't stop. Yeah, really.
Everyone sort of took themselves off for
private moments. Yeah.
Martha, bearing in mind, I'm guessing that you wear some makeup.
Yeah.
Did that not affect your?
It did. It massively did. They put me on camera and they were like, "She's got to go. She's got to go back. She's got to go back to the truck."
Cried all your stiff. You
Get her
cried
back.
yourself young.
I did cry myself young. Yeah, they had to take me back to redo my eyes because they were just a mess. Yeah, it was really sad. It was looking around at all the characters that we've all, developed so fully, and yeah, it was a really sad, lovely, but such a sad moment, and very nostalgic, I think, with the last series, because the house means such a lot to us because it's where we've done everything.
I mean, tell us about the house, because obviously the house itself is like a character in itself, and I guess it's come. Every year you go, it must change, and it also means an awful lot to that community. I mean, just tell us about the way your relationship with the house has grown over each series.
It's like a holiday home for us.
Or semi-retired idiots.
I'm sort of hoping we can retire there. That'll be our retirement home.
But yeah, it's true. It's kind of like over the years it became more of a sort of trip away rather than a job. We all sort of, for the most part, stayed in Guildford for the shoot, or most of the shoot, and we'd go out for dinner and go for a drink after, and we kind of, I suppose, bonded over those times. So. And the house itself, I think, was a great location for the crew, because we were in just one place all the time, so there wasn't the usual sort of stresses and strains they usually have, like parking and, in the city or anything like that. So it was kind of like a normal job, really.
What difference do you think, having filmed in that particular property, what do you think it's made to them and to the property over the years as well?
The toilets are vastly improved. Because when we started, it was just like you had to just go where you could, like in the corners of rooms and stuff, and like in cupboards and things.
That's what that smell was.
And then, at least that's what someone told me. And then, no, but as they, because it was a tourist attraction anyway, but it got more so because of the show.
Yeah.
And then they could afford things like toilets and like dryers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that is true. That's not a joke.
Well, it's in itself
It's partially
a trust.
a joke.
It's a trust.
It's a trust.
And they do a vast amount of arts events throughout the year. They have an opera house at the back. The opera house, that's why the toilets are there. It's not because
they're
of
in
us.
the house. So you have to go out of the opera house and go into the house to the toilets.
But they've
Has anyone been? Has anyone been to the house? Oh, wow. Well, you know what I'm
They've
talking about.
refurbished there.
Yeah, the toilets are so nice now that we've actually sort of used them in the show, right?
Yeah.
We've used them as like the club toilets at the
Can't believe we're talking about the toilets.
Distracting us from the emotion of the
I
occasion.
believe they're award-winning toilets.
Are they?
Yeah. I think they won a
Won a
design
BAFTA.
award.
I love going in them. I think I saw
Not for functionality. They're standard toilets. But the room, yeah.
Wow.
I think the thing that sorry.
It's just going to be about the toilets, 'cause
Yeah.
otherwise we don't want it.
Yeah.
The
In
taps
a way,
are
it's
too
about
fast.
the toilets.
The taps are too
Just
fast.
popping
Taps are
the
way too
toilets
fast.
to the side for a second.
Thank you.
The
Thank
thing
you.
that is really that is really particularly sad, I think, is that I've never been to the house when it isn't set up as the ghost's house, as Button House. So, and I feel like really it was a sort of, as the filming was closing down, you'd finish on different locations, you'd see it start to be packed down, and that was like really.
Yeah.
Because it's like, for me, and I'm sure these guys feel the same, there is like a funny bit between the acting bit and then seeing it on TV, where this world sort of does exist in a way, like in your mind somewhere those characters are real and the place is real, and that is so much a part of it. So it's going to be strange. I mean, I want to go back. I'm trying to organise a sort of January.
If the work ever dries up.
3 months sitting.
I mean, you could be a tour guide, presumably.
I'd love to be.
going
I'm
back
not
to
doing
Ben's
anything in
birthday
January.
next
So,
I mean, in January, when normally you would be off there for 2 or 3 months filming, obviously January 24, there's going to be a big space in your diary. Is that the point when you think it's really going to? I mean, obviously we've now got a moment where Carl's realising suddenly. But what do you think that is going to feel like? It's going to be very weird.
I'm going to Mexico, baby. I am going to a wedding in Mexico.
Lovely.
Okay.
That's why we had to
What are the
stop
dates
filming.
and where? We'll come.
That's why it
Come as
ended.
well. Jim's got a wedding for Series 6, sorry.
And is it right, Charlotte, actually, that one of the reasons why you perhaps went as vocal in your tears, shall we say, on the last day, is because you had already pretty much had 3 weeks of non-stop crying?
Yeah, I did start the countdown fairly early. Like, I don't know if that's some sort of coping mechanism, but I did quite a lot of like lingering stops at the tea table, just looking at the urn, thinking, I won't be with this urn for much longer. And then, of course, more sentimental things like the people I was working with on the tea table.
I remember there was one day where we just all went in one by one and took a last look at the toilets.
So
a big
nice.
long sit down. No, it took a long time. I mean, I think I would just slowly was ticking things off, and but it's it's a good thing. It's good practice to think, this isn't always here forever. Nothing's forever. So it's great to just get an excuse and to know. I suppose in some ways it's a real privilege to know that it's on your term. These guys doing it kind of on their terms, because then you can really soak it up, and it's not a sudden sort of shock. It's not in that way the same kind of loss, but it means you really soak it up, and I think I definitely was doing that.
Now, I know we've
so
got
serious, but it's really serious.
we've got a whole lot of you on stage now, but I'm going to ask you all to answer to the best of your ability. When you think back on the show, obviously the episodes haven't gone out yet. We've got until the end of the year pretty much, but when you look back on the show and you remember the seasons that have gone before and the season you've just done, what is it either you're most proud of, or what do you think you're most going to miss when you look back on it? Starting with Ben.
Do you want to start at this end?
Yeah.
Oh, God. It's a scene that we shot, but you haven't seen.
And what happens in the scene, Ben?
All I can say is I'm sorry. Over to you, Si.
He loves it. He loves it.
What a tease.
What is it?
I'm slightly torn with it. No, it is that scene that you haven't seen, but you'll see it in the next couple of weeks. And I will miss getting into the captain's uniform and playing the captain, because I adore him, and I'm going to miss him so much. I can't even believe it, and it's just dawning on me now, and I'm just going to go and have a little moment after this show, if I'm absolutely honest. Thank you.
Simon's going to say the toilets.
I miss the toilet so good. I can't take it. Go to the urinals. No. I'm going to say a general. I really mean this. I'm going to miss the laughter, and I don't just mean the laughter on set and like Matt's generosity or any of that laughter on. Well, actually, no, that is part of it. I miss the laughter just between us and in between takes and in the green room, because they're really funny people here. They're really funny, and there's a lot of laughter. Shrieks of laughter from Martha in particular. Martha's got a great laugh. And I'll miss that sound. And when do you get to go do a job and you laugh most of the day? It's great. So be that.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, I feel the same about the green room. It's sort of like, it's just a place where you go in and you don't always know who's going to be in there, because you don't know who's in that day or who's filming next, but you know it's going to be sick. There's that, and then my second, I've got two. My second is being in the car with Charlotte. It is my favourite. It's my favourite thing, and we have like an in-joke that is like not really funny, but we Blaupunkt.
Blaupunkt.
Yeah, we've been saying that to each other for 5 years, and
I know
it's still
it's going to
funny.
be difficult to make it funny to people who aren't in on the
Oh
interview.
yeah. No, I
It's
did.
just that the
Are you
sound
prepared to give us
system-
to give us a go as to what it means?
The sound system's just called Blaupunkt. we spend a lot of time saying what you see, and we say
Yeah.
Blaupunkt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're not supposed to know, okay? Well, you get quite cabin fever, don't you?
Yeah, but those bits, like, when we're in the car, we sort of feel like we've escaped from
Us.
from being told like exactly what we have to do, and we just get to be
Yeah.
silly
They
for a
can't
bit.
leave the house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then we just press the horn a few times.
So much.
And what about you, Matt?
It's probably just the same as Simon's laughter, really. But what I was thinking when you said what's most memorable is that a lot of the show is little scenes with a few characters, but there's always these days you get where we're all in, and they're the sort of most pure form of the experience of making that show, because everyone is there and you're all making each other laugh. So those big group scenes. There's one in particular in this series which was just so joyful to
My
do.
favourite day, answer.
Probably my favourite day of all the series. And rehearsing for that as well
Yeah.
was so fun. Yeah.
Martha?
Yeah, I'll miss Lady Button. I of all the characters I've ever played, I'm going to get a bit emotional, I think. She's been my favourite. Like, I love her so much. It's such an experience to kind of get into the gear and just become her and be as extreme as she is. Which, you know, there's elements of me in there, but not. But she's pretty extreme now. But yeah, like going to that house. Like I said, the house is so pivotal to how you feel and how, you know, you just become that character in there, and to see all of the other characters in there, I'll miss the camaraderie massively. Like, we have such fun together. We genuinely get on. Can you believe? And I'll miss it. I'll miss it massively. Yeah. Okay, no more.
On your birthday as well.
I think, the same as these guys are saying, definitely Blaupunkt. I can't even talk about, it'd be too sad. But also, I think, like, sorry, because also, you know, we can go on like this for ages. We'll do it by ourselves as well later. But I think genuinely, because also I am a fan of the show as a viewer, like as a sort of, that's not meant to be a self-indulgent, I just love watching it. And I don't mean me, but there's enough people, I really genuinely don't, but there's enough of us in it for it to be enjoyable, even though I'm having to watch myself. And getting to make it and being like, it sounds, but I sometimes get this feeling like I've won this little ticket to be front row with each of these people, like right there, doing their like stuff. I'm like, wow, this is such an amazing sort of point of view, like a vista. I'm kind of so lucky. So that's that. This
Can I
is
just say
way
likewise?
harder. Yeah.
I was going to say green room as well. Popping into the green room, arguing about who.
Cake or cheese.
That was my one.
What was it? Cake? It wasn't cake or cheese.
It was like cake.
Jam or chutney?
We were just an either-or game
Either or.
that
Sausage
went
or
on for
bacon.
about 6 weeks.
Simon couldn't get the hang on.
Well, sometimes you like, you know, crisps and
Crisps or cheese? I
cheese,
think maybe
yeah.
that's
Quick
what
fire
it was.
well,
game.
it depends
There
what
we
time
go.
of day it is, and it depends.
You've got to pick one.
You just
Just
have
got
to
to
pick
pick
one.
one.
Every time we did it, Simon would slowly take his glasses off and go, hang on a second.
Like, it didn't always have to be the same sort of category either, so it's birthdays or chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, lions or cars.
Yeah.
Lions, that is.
Full
not
stops or
lions.
commas, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Full stops or covers, yeah.
Birthdays or chicken is really good.
that's a good one.
Yeah,
Simon?
Birthdays.
What was the question?
Oh my God.
Birthdays or chicken?
We haven't actually got that long.
Well, I mean, you could have chicken at a birthday. And then you,
Horrible. I will not miss that
Pointless.
bit. It's awful.
Basically that. And also just like going to work every day and feeling like it's a big family, and it sort of feels like school or something. It feels like it's like you like put on your bag and then you go and you're like, hey.
Sixth form.
Sixth form.
Sixth
It's
form.
kind of cool.
High-fiving everyone.
It's kind of
High-fiving
independent.
everyone.
you know.
Yeah, smoking. Really nice.
Lolly, we're gonna learn more about Kitty, aren't we? Tell us we'll learn more
There's a
about
spin-off
Kitty.
where she's like drinking and smoking.
God, I would love that. And what about you, Jim?
Oh, well, Lolly nicked it. But it was.
Oh,
it was,
Lolly.
It was the games in the green room. We invented our own parlour games. So there was another game where we sort of made a list of all of the songs that were number one when we were born, and I knew because I was the quizmaster, and it's just such a pat, and then we all had to guess what they were. And yeah, those things. But also, just to sort of reiterate what Matt said, you know, there were times. What stands out for me is when we made the pantomime episode. There was, because there was a stage on a stage, essentially a set. There was just a sort of fizziness between us. We were all so giddy making that episode. And you know, when we did the reverse, which was the plaguers watching the pantomime. I mean, that was I think I'd call it an electric day.
Electric.
Where
who knew if you put 9 shots on a stage?
Yeah, I mean, none of that dialogue was in the script.
No.
Really, it was just the plaguers. It was just action, sort of, in the script. So we had such a great morning, and it worked so well in the episode. And
is it right that pantomime episode was something you'd been planning for years? It wasn't.
Yeah. So we kind of felt like we sort of had to earn the right to indulge ourselves, I think, to that extent. So we knew it would be one of the later Christmas specials, but you know, it was kind of obvious, really, from quite early on, that the Ghost should do a show because that's one thing they're able to do. But that was just so much fun.
And you just referred to them then, but bearing in mind that we've seen 2 episodes and the plagues haven't appeared, they are going to appear again, aren't they?
Yeah.
Surely. They are, yes.
Yeah.
Good. That's good news. Yeah. We've got a spoiler.
Yeah, they are.
Good. I was told that you're going to be so tight-lipped about things in the future. I feel that's a huge victory.
No,
That we got that. And Larry, what about you?
Oh, nothing for me.
You've already moved on.
No, it was just, I don't know, they're nice people, but they're a lot, en masse, they're a lot. No, I mean, I love, and people are always surprised when I say this, I love going into makeup. And I didn't, and everyone was, oh God, it must be, you know, I was always there before the others were. I don't know, I think I enjoyed that process, and it was always a really good team, but also sort of being there in the house and the sun coming up and seeing sort of everyone else arriving to work, and you know, getting to be the first person to sort of, you know, toddle around the corner from our unit base and sort of, you know, seeing the house and seeing everyone arriving, cast and crew. You know, we were always so lucky. You know, people came back year after year. We were always so lucky with the crew that we got, and it was like just we got to hang out with our mates. It was just really lovely.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's Who knew that Larry was going to crack first?
It's a really good question.
Thank you.
What's your character song, guys?
We had a little, Me and My Arrow by Harry Nilsson. I like that song.
Yeah, Jim actually created a Spotify playlist for us,
Yeah.
which was really great.
Yeah, Kitty Cat, Beyonce,
Yeah.
Me and My Arrow,
Yeah.
Walk the Dinosaur, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anger the Historians one, eh?
I think what we should do is curate a Spotify playlist, and then we'll.
Oh, okay.
Sure, okay.
We had Wolf Alice come and visit, didn't we?
Wolf Alice did come and visit. Well, the drummer,
Yeah,
Joel
yeah,
came to visit,
drummer
and
Joel,
he was so ace.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell anyone he was coming. He came on the last day. It was great.
We felt so cool, didn't we? For like,
We were all dressed as plaguers.
I felt.
It was.
Yeah, I was just as a player, and then one of the crew who was so like I can't remember who it was. They came out and said, "Is that the drummer from Wolf Alice?" I went, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I'm not 50. Yeah.
I mean,
we kind of did.
You kind of did with Yondland, didn't you?
Yeah.
That was our Muppet-esque.
And that was Muppet. I mean, there were Muppet people involved.
oh yeah,
in
yeah,
Yondland,
they
weren't
were.
there?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, Fozzie.
I mean, it would be. Yeah, I mean, animal clearly.
Animal.
I once met Neil Kinnock. He was a Muppet. But in character, just in character. That was.
That's in character.
Yeah, that was in
that was in character. That was in character.
I could actually hear your brain working there to get that joke.
Pulling my shorts up, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved being stiff, like Lady But her walk. I really enjoyed doing. And when Lady
Oh
Button
my
had to
God, the
run.
walk.
By series
it's one of
5,
my
she
favourite
had
bits.
like 2 game hips.
I know. She did get a bit much,
enjoy-
but running as Lady Button was always one of my
Yes.
favourites.
I enjoyed doing an impression of you.
Yeah.
walking. The captain's bounce. It just happens. I don't know where. I don't know why it happens. He just bounces. Must be a nightmare for. Where's Simon Hine? Must be going. Stop bouncing.
I'll miss the little bit of Robin's costume that he always twizzles. There's a little bit of, and it is the softest bit as well. It's really soft.
I got onto that.
Yeah, and then we had the number of takes we lost where Jim was suddenly like,
Can I touch you?
Yes, all of it. Yeah.
Charlotte's nodding.
I stole I was not a steal. Lucy Williams allowed me to take home and keep just,
Charlotte's got some of my stuff.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Jumpers, boots, trousers. Have you seen them? They're the best jumpers ever. They're mine.
Yeah.
I got the glasses. I got Pat's glasses.
I've got mixed teeth, and I've also they won't fit anyone else, so they're made for me. I've also got the portrait that Alison did of Thomas, but the shit halfway one. That's really funny.
I've got the 2 most narcissistic things I could find: my own head and a portrait of me.
Very good.
I took my portrait, but the good one. Sorry, and I took the Button House sign from the front. Yeah.
Great.
Did you?
Didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Fight!
First dibs.
You can take stuff off the house.
Yeah, and took
Half
the
a
toilet.
Yeah, I get I'm a button.
I've got the monocle, and I've got the Mike Cooper Button House hotel.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, I've got the medal ribbon. Obviously, I've got the captain's stick. And I'm going to put it in a little box and get a little box made with a perspex front.
I'll make that.
Kyle can make that.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I've got
Very good.
Kissy's little feather that waves around.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Simon, out of interest, how many pairs of underpants does Julian get through in a series?
Just one.
I'm glad I asked.
How many more do you need? No, I do have a few pairs. I have some at home, yeah. About 10. Put them on for a little treat. For myself. Well, I'm turning into Julian. I'm glad it's over. I'm glad it's finished and go back to being me.
I love Thomas's death story so much.
Me too.
So much. It was
Yeah.
such a... I love that episode so much.
That's my favourite episode, I think.
I think Pat's for me.
Quick.
Yeah.
The driving.
Not as quick as you were expecting.
No.
I
Disturbing.
love that episode.
I really like Humphreys.
Yeah, Humphreys is good. Yeah, I like Humphreys. That was epic.
You can't say Julian's, can you? You just can't say it. You can say it. Not
Julian's
the sentence.
favourite is Julian's.
I like Lady Button because of the when Martha died. Because of the story of the manwich and all that.
Yeah.
So
Again.
much fun. There's so much fun around it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Lot of fun.
Lot of fun.
So although you've seen the first couple of episodes, you've still got more episodes to come. You're going to have to wait till October to see them. So that's going to be a long wait. There's also the book to look forward to.
Oh, yeah, the book! Oh, my God.
I mean, very, very quickly, because I'm going to be killed by a front of house managers at the front there. Let's go like that. Which I don't think is a tick. I think it's actually, Can you tell us a little bit about the book? What we can expect?
What can you expect?
No, it's all things from the ghosts' lives.
Yes.
And things that could be dictated via the one person who can see and hear them.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun to write because we could just have an idea, find it funny, write it in the character's voice, and not spend days of meetings wondering how it fit into a plot, and which plot, the next scene, and the thing.
There's some ideas in there that we couldn't fit into the series anywhere. So we've managed to kind of squeeze those in, and it's just been lovely.
There's lots of little references to very niche bits of stuff that you'll know from the show.
So many
Very
Easter eggs.
nerdy.
Very expanded out in
And I'm personally most pleased that on the beginning of Series 2, I did the nerdiest thing I've ever done, which is such a high bar, which was a spreadsheet showing how all of the ghosts and where they all fit in and when they died relative to each other and who was on the throne. And I was like, God, no other fool's going to look at this. Well, now you all have to.
It's a very helpful document.
I know we're going to meet again. I don't know where. I don't know when. But I know we will meet again one day.
We will.
Thank you, Justin.
But in the meantime, a huge, huge thank you to the cast of Ghosts.